Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the call tonight. I'm Tanya Stewart. I'm a Sapphire Ambassador with the company, Plexus Worldwide, obviously. And I've been with us since 2013. I actually started for the business to help share and help other people to find a bridge towards health. Because once you start to repair your body from the inside out, you actually find that you transform your own habits to meet what is happening through our products, such as reducing your sugar consumption, eating more healthy, and exercising, among other things. So tonight, what we're going to do is share with you a few of the success stories that have been created through our products, some long-term use. Well, actually, everyone that's sharing tonight is long-term use. We had one user who was going to share since January, and she had a family emergency, so she could not make it. So a little bit more long-term use, what you can expect. We're going to go over our gut health products, and then we're going to share with you one of our very quickly growing, most popular products that we have. It was launched last June and called our Reset, which is a 3-day nutritional fast. So to start things off tonight, we have Caitlin. She's been with us for a little over 2 years. She's going to share her story as well as what the Triplex can do. And while she does that, I'm going to give you a quick before and after. So Caitlin, take it away. You're muted yet, Caitlin.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Sorry. Thank you, Tanya. So I found Plexus 2 years ago, and after I had my daughter, I hit a place of desperation with my gut and digestion just went south. I was on every probiotic, expensive gut system that you could find, and nothing was working. I did a very thorough stool gut test with a doctor, a well-renowned doctor, and that's when he told me, you have insane yeast overgrowth and a horrible gut, basically. So I realized at that point that his probiotics that he recommended for me were not working and did nothing. And I reached out to a Facebook group that I was in and shared some of the frustrations and struggles that I was having. And at least 2 or 3 different people wrote back that I need to check out Plexus. It was at that point that I heard about Plexus. I'd never heard about Probio 5, and I never even knew there was such a thing as a yeast killing enzyme probiotic. So when I started studying Triplex and got hooked on it, about 3 weeks into the system, I, for the first time in my life, experienced that I could eat food without having bloating, digestion issues, pain. And that's what led me to start really studying a little bit more about why this system works so much more effectively than any other system that I had been on. And at that point is when I started really studying about yeast overgrowth in the gut. And what makes the Triplex so effective is that the scientists behind Plexus target gut healing from 3 different angles. The probiotic is a yeast killing enzyme that comes in and kills off the chitin, which is a yeast overgrowth in the gut, and makes it impossible for any other good bacteria to penetrate your gut lining and heal. The Slim drink balances the blood sugar levels. And what most people don't understand and realize is that your blood glucose levels and yeast overgrowth are like a sister relationship. When you have too elevated of blood glucose and yeast overgrowth, it's very, very hard to combat either end of the spectrum unless you're doing both at the same time. And that is what I fell in love with the Triplex is literally after 3 weeks, I noticed such a difference. And so it's a weed, seed, and feed protocol. And the Slim drink is what helps to feed the good bacteria that you're penetrating into your gut lining. And that's actually penetrating in a proper way because the yeast is being killed off. And then the Bio Cleanse is what helps to sweep out all of the pathogens and microbes and excess yeast. So because of this triplex system, the 3-part system, it was the first time in 33 years of being on different gut protocols that I actually found healing, because the gut healing was done the proper way. The 3-part system of weed, seed, and feed protocol.
Great. Thank you for sharing, Caitlin. Can I just get you to share one tiny morsel, a little bit about how you were with another probiotic for a year through a doctor and what that was like?
Yeah. So I was working with an integrative doctor who is this well-renowned doctor. It's supposed to be the best healing doctor in the area. And I had been working with him religiously for a year to get my gut healthy. And he's the same one that did my gut test, the stool analysis. He's the same one that put me on what he claimed to be the number one best probiotics that you can get, and you can only purchase it through a doctor website. $85 a month I spent for a year. And I was committed to listening to him. And I did the post follow-up gut test where he told me that my gut was jacked and still so high in yeast, where he resorted to say, now I need to be put on antifungals. He prescribed to me 2 different antifungals, nystatin, fluconazole, both at very high doses. I again trusted him. I went on both of these prescriptions for 2 months, felt horrible. And where I reported back to him, I feel so horrible. I don't feel any better. He says, okay, I'm going to prescribe you another medicine that is an anti-inflammatory. I was on all 3 medicines for, again, another 2 months. I committed to him. And I said, can we just do another test and see if this is even working at all? And I did another test, which came back, my levels were even worse. And it was at that point I threw in the towel and I was like, I'm done. I literally committed over a year to trying everything. The medicines made me feel worse. And it was from that place of desperation and true humility. I said, just Caitlin, lay down your pride, reach out to this Facebook group of moms and ask for help. I didn't want anyone to know my issues, because in, the community, I was known to be the health guru and I knew health and I had everything together. And I didn't want to be vulnerable and explain that, but truly it was that vulnerability moment that led me to true healing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think that's a strong story.
Yeah.
And then real quickly, you reduced your thyroid medication as well, right? Or did I misunderstand? And how many times did you
Yeah.
reduce your thyroid medication?
Yeah. So because of all the inflammation going on in my gut, I developed 2 autoimmune diseases, leaky gut and Hashimoto's. And basically 2 different doctors told me you'll struggle with Hashimoto's for the rest of your life. You'll struggle with infertility, being overweight, yada, yada. I was on 120 milligrams a day of thyroid medicine. And I just thought, I'm in my 30s. Like, how could this go any worse? I mean, what would my 60s look like? And what I didn't realize is I I went into this fixing the pain that I was dealing with, because the pain is often the first symptom that gets people to wake up and say, I need help. That's what I went into, dealing with the pain and the stomach issues. And after 6 months, my same doctor that does my thyroid blood work every 6 months, he was like, wow, I don't detect any antibodies on your thyroid anymore. We're going to cut your dose in half. So I went from 120 to 60 milligrams in 6 months. And the weight was falling off. I dropped 4% body fat. I dropped 6 pounds. I was eating the same. My puffiness in my face went away. I was sleeping better. And it was wild because I never thought anything about the thyroid being connected with the gut. But now I'm on 30 milligrams. So 2 years later, literally went from 120 to 30 milligrams. And what's cool is I've talked with the doctor and said, I feel really good. Like sometimes I skip a day and, my metaburn is thyroid boosting. And my goal is to eventually just be off of everything and be on natural vitamins that just naturally help support the thyroid. And he's like, well, it looks like you're heading that way. So
Awesome. Thank you so much, Caitlin. Powerful story,
Yeah,
very much so. Next up, we
thanks.
are going to hear about that product that I mentioned called Reset. This is a product that is going to kind of set up your body to become a fat burning machine alongside of getting your gut health in check. But I want to state that the triplex that she just mentioned is the first and foremost thing that you should be putting on your plate. And a lot of people will use this reset for the first 3 days and then get onto the triplex long term. So that's kind of how that is set up. Become a fat burning machine, you do a lot of cellular repair, and then the long term care is with triplex. So Gwen is here tonight to share a little bit about her story and explain the triplex. Gwen?
Hey, ladies, can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And can you see me? Because
Yep.
I'm not really for sure how this is showing up. If I'm holding the box. Okay. So here is this. Let me switch to gallery so I can see you guys, so I can see myself. This is the reset box that Tanya was just talking about, and it comes in this bright orange box. And then I'm just going to show you real quick. And it comes with this booklet to help you get through your 3 days. And then in the box comes with these 3 white boxes that are labeled day 1, 2, and 3. And on the back of each box is your daily routine. So it tells you exactly what to use and when. And that's 8 products that you'll use. So I'll just go over those real quickly. In the morning, you start with your hydrate that you'll mix with water. And then you have the delicious lean shake. It is chocolate and it's whey. There are some other options, like if you were to order some of the other options of the lean shake, you have vanilla and also vegan if you're vegan. So that would be at your breakfast time. And then you have your slim hunger control, and that has polydextrose in it. So it does everything that Caitlin said that the microbiome does in the triplex, but the difference is this does not have the XOS prebiotic in it. It has polydextrose, which helps curb your hunger. So people love to do that in the middle of the afternoon or late afternoon so that it helps them from late night snacking. And then you have your collagen soup, tomato. It's really yummy, plain, or you can add seasoning. That's for your lunch. Then you have the afternoon, your snack bar. So you actually get to chew. It's not all liquid. And your afternoon pick-me-up is your active drink mixed with water, just like these two, the Hydrate and the Slim. And that is really good mental clarity and energy. It's a boost for your brain and your body. I love that. That's my afternoon pick-me-up. And it used to be like coffee or soda. So now it's my active with clean energy and no jitters. And then for dinner, you have your bone broth. And I know Tanya and myself both like to mix the bone broth and tomato soup together. We just like it tastes better that way. So totally what it's up to you if you like it, you know, by itself or together. But if you do mix it, you can have half at lunch and half at dinner. And then the very last one is the Restore drink that also helps with curbs your appetite so you're not hungry at nighttime and helps you sleep. It's kind of like a tea. You can drink it warm or cold. So with my experience with the reset, I have done 3. It launched in June. I did one then, and I know you can do them every 30 days. I tend to do them quarterly, like every 3 or 4 months. I'm actually getting ready. I did my last in the summer and I wanted to do one in fall. So I'm getting ready to do that in November because October's about gone. But my husband and I did our first reset back in June when it launched last year, and he lost 10 pounds and I lost 7, and also inches, but I can't give you an exact amount. I do know that I lost inches. I just didn't measure, but I could tell it in my clothes. My second reset that I did in January, I lost 4 pounds. And then my third reset, which was my most recent this past summer, I lost 4 pounds. So a total of like 15 pounds with all 3. And then real quickly, I'll share also what I have this here that I want to read to you. For clinical results, the reset promotes fat loss, not water weight loss. On average, study participants lost over 5 pounds, not including water loss, and 1.4% body fat. Another clinical result is encourages a metabolic shift. On average, study participants experience a metabolic shift going from burning a mix of carbohydrates and fat 50-50 to burning mostly fat. And two more clinical results. The reduces measurements. On average, studies participant lost 2 centimeters from both the waist and hip areas. So for us women, they're hard to lose areas. And then another hard to lose area is belly fat. So decreases belly fat, and on average, study participants experience a significant decrease in vertical abdominal fat. And I can attest to that. And my story, I started in 2017. Tanya introduced me to the products. And to sum it up quickly, my health was a hot mess. I had high blood pressure. I was overweight. I had no energy and I didn't sleep. And I also suffered from anxiety that I wasn't even aware of. I had never been diagnosed for it or medicated, but now knowing that I'm much healthier, my gut is much happier, I am calmer and not anxious like I used to be. And I don't suffer from seasonal allergies anymore. So I don't have to take that over the counter crap every day. And then I used to take like a laundry list of over the counter stuff for vitamins that did nothing but make me constipated, and I still got sick. And so now I take the X Factor Plus, which is our phenomenal multivitamin. So that's all into one. And I'm also no longer medicated for high blood pressure. I have normal range now. And there's a picture, I've lost 60 pounds total, and I'm down 10 pant sizes. And I have energy all the day. Like I'm still going, and it's 8:30 at night. So usually by now I've crashed. I would do dinner and then drink coffee 7:30 just to get me through the night because I just couldn't go anymore. So, and probably most of that too, not only because I had an unhealthy gut, but I didn't sleep at night at all. So now I sleep like a baby and I wake up rested, and I'm very, very thankful for the products. I don't know how many inches I've lost, but I wish I had a side by side to show you. My face used to look like a balloon, and I've lost a lot of inflammation. So along with the weight loss. So I'm very thankful. Thank you guys for letting me share.
Thank you for sharing. We appreciate
You're
your
welcome.
story. It's an amazing story. I mean, your before and after is incredible. I want to say also with regard to the reset, I was going to show you before and after of myself, and then I got so busy listening, I didn't. But we have Beth on the call with us tonight. If you can just wave, Beth. She is down 5 percentage points in body fat in the last 7 weeks. And she's a fitness instructor. You can see she looks amazingly healthy. And this has just completely brought her into, like, ripped her. I'd like to see her in a bikini right now. She probably look amazing. So it's really helped a great deal in a really quick amount of time. Last but not least, we want to hear from Amanda Jones. She's going to share with us her testimonial. I'll show you her before and after, and then we can wrap this up.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. So I'm going to back up and start a little bit before Plexus, just so you get an idea of how bad of shape I was in. In 2019, I started getting really sick, had no clue what was going on. For 6 months, I had went to doctors, ERs, you name it, I'd been there. Couldn't figure out why I couldn't breathe. And so after 6 grueling months of trying to figure out what was wrong with me, I was diagnosed with cancer. It was a rare nasopharyngeal carcinoma. It was the size of a golf ball by the time it was caught. And it had completely blocked off one of my sinus passages and had grown into the other. So with that, of course, came multiple misdiagnoses. I was told locally that I had stage 1. Different doctors said stage 2. They sent me to Nashville to Vanderbilt. It was stage 3. It was in my lymph nodes at my neck. So with that came, they said you need 16 weeks of chemo, 7 weeks of radiation, surgery to remove the mass, all the things. And so with that, I was unable to swallow. And when that happened, I gained a ton of weight from the steroids and everything that they were putting me on to get me through the chemo. And so I gained a ton of weight in a short period of time. And then when I went to Vanderbilt and had the radiation, I lost 70 pounds in 2 months. I couldn't swallow. I ended up with a feed tube. I ended up in Vanderbilt Medical with failure to thrive. Because I had lost so much weight in such a short amount of time, and I couldn't even eat with the feed tube. I was throwing up around the clock all day, every day. So I tell you all that because my gut was a wreck. And so I didn't actually come to Plexus to lose weight. What happened was I had somebody reach out to me multiple times trying to help me because my anxiety was so bad. The PTSD, the depression, it set in. Every time I got a bruise, I thought that the cancer was back. And let me also say, I've been in remission since 2020 in March. So after all that, I just scared myself and went crazy. And I had 2 small boys at the time. And so we found out that we can have more babies. And to our surprise, we got pregnant shortly after my treatments with our 3rd little boy. And with that pregnancy came sugar cravings, which they tell you when you have cancer to stay away from sugar. And so I was having a really hard time navigating that with my pregnancy. And just after getting the feed tube removed and coming back to eating, my weight fluctuated so bad. And so I was gaining weight, losing weight. The pregnancy, unexpected, it did a number on my body. And so this person that reached out to me about Plexus multiple times, I kept telling her no, I didn't want any part of it. And so my baby comes along, he's healthy, and it hits 7 weeks, and he has colic, full-blown colic, crying, screaming every single night for 3 and 4 hours at a time. And I was desperate. So I went to Facebook and I asked for help, and she offered one more time to help me. And so I actually got to Plexus through my son. Because after 2 days, he never had a colic fit again. To this day, he's 19 months old. He's still on the products. We call him our Plexus baby. So when he started and I saw the success with him, I started for my anxiety, and that was in May of last year. And so because of Plexus, I came off of four a day anti-anxiety meds. It was that bad. And when I realized that that was a problem, that I was on so much medication, was when my husband said, "You've made it through, you're still here, but you're not here." I was so zoned out, you guys. I couldn't even function because I was on Xanax and Lexapro and all the things. So with the help of Plexus this year, I came off of all 4 of them. So in January, I decided that I was going to try the weight loss side of Plexus and see what happens. So I started one lifestyle change at a time. In January, I started with, I'm going to get in as much water every day as I can. And I worked myself up and I do a gallon a day. Then I started the lean. I started on Triplex, and I'm still on Triplex. That is the combo I've been on, Vital Bone and X Factor, since day 1. And so I'm still doing that. And so just with Triplex, I don't count calories. I don't cut food groups. If I want carbs, I have carbs, but I'm on a high protein diet with it. So I do the lean shakes for breakfast every morning. And because of that, I've lost 60 pounds. But it amazes me that when I cleaned up my gut, the weight was just falling off. When I did the rest of the thyroid. So guess what happened to that? I was gaining weight, losing weight, and couldn't get it under control. Then I was put on thyroid medication. I'm on the lowest dose of that now. My blood panels are all normal as of 2 weeks ago, which is just unheard of. So after everything I've been through, I'm just so grateful for Plexus, because when, it's not just, it wasn't just about losing weight for me, but it has been such a blessing to not be fatigued because I got the extra weight off. So as a result, I'm able to exercise again. I'm able to chase my 3 young boys. I homeschool. I'm a stay-at-home mama. So I am extremely busy, and I could not do it without Plexus. So I'm super grateful. And also something else I did, I just want to throw in, is that reset is just amazing. I've done 8 resets. I did 2 last year. I've done 6 this year. And so every time I've hit a plateau, I did a reset and I've lost average of 5 to 6 pounds every single time. So that has been a huge godsend in my weight loss journey.
Wow. First time I've heard her testimony live, so it's really amazing. Thank you for sharing, Amanda. I just want to say last, before I close this out and tell you what you need to do next to get yourself started on these products, is just to say that every single girl that is on this call is making anywhere from hundreds to thousands to 5 figures a month sharing these products with other people. Beth has just started sharing about 6 weeks ago, and she's on track to make over $1,000 this month. Why? Because that's kind of unusual multi-level marketing, because of the effectiveness of the products. And if you're willing to open and tell your friends the same thing you tell them all the time, which is like, hey, I found a great restaurant. Hey, let's go see this amazing band. Hey, you need to get on these products. You can actually make money instead of carrying around a Michael Kors bag and making money for Michael Kors while you don't get paid. Like, that's kind of how I look at it. But yeah, so I just wanted to drip that last part into it as well. So many people nowadays are dying to find a few extra dollars. And right here in this, in our company, you can not only make those extra dollars, but you can make a humongous difference for yourself and everyone around you. And it's such a purpose-filled, purpose-driven opportunity. So keep that in mind as well. Thank you everyone for showing up tonight. If you're interested, which I bet everyone watching this is, at this point you should be, go back to the person who has invited you to this or shared this recording with you and tell them what your needs are. Tell them where you're struggling and they will match you with the appropriate products and get you started. We do have 2 amazing sales going on right now to the end of October. If you happen to be watching this after October, odds are we have something else going on as well. But get yourself started. It is well worth it. Again, thanks everyone who shared. Thanks for everyone who is watching now and will watch. Take care, you guys.